Such an old
but I've got them, but just in case you need.
Just means that we don't
Where do you want to be, Dad? At the front? You want to be at the back? Why? Do you want to sit there, do you?
We'll be running electric trams here since 1970. When we get round behind Tesco's and the housing estate, we get onto what used to be an old railway branch line. Came off the Exeter to Waterloo main line at a place called Seaton Junction, down to Seaton. Seaton Junction is about a mile further on than Colleton. trees, it's a tiny little church. Up until the 1400s, that takes the Esk River right across there. On the right hand side is the access street. High tide would be 12 today. But you can see it's really, really high. Until the 1800s, that was a port, and ships up to about 200 tons carrying capacity could come all the way up. There's no one behind you. I can do the same. Right wire. Tandem to wetlands? Tandem to wetlands? Yes. Broad, wetlands and riverside, and those of you with the yellow wristband, thank you very well.
Take that, Toby.
Cheese. And what you having?
Yeah?
Buffalo fries. Buffalo chicken.
Buffalo chicken fries. Is it?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, we'll wait and see now. So just that we're ready now.
Well done. Thank you. We're going to get off in one different hour and go back. I don't know. I don't worry. What, yeah, I know. Dan, what would you like to do? I don't think it's easy.
Hey.
Thank you. No worries.
Slightly short of the other way now.
Two times coming, isn't it? That's a isn't it?
wetlands hole?